What's up, guys? So ever since I've been researching these new Gen 3 Outlanders, I realized that the transmissions and engines are very similar to the new Can-Am side-by-sides as well. The HD7, HD5, like those particular ones where the transmission and engine are cast into the same thing. So I had a hunch that I could probably swap some gears out of the side-by-side into the ATV for a small gear reduction. While the new XMR700 is geared extremely low, and I'm very happy with its low range performance, once I put 32s on it, high range is not as peppy anymore, and you end up having to use low range in a lot of situations where you really would rather be skimming over the water in high range. So I was looking for a little bit of a gear reduction. These things only come on 28s. I'm running 32s or 33s, and I think this is a great way to get a little bit of reduction. So check it out. I got the part numbers in here for you, the actual ratios, and at the end, a video of how to install them. And I have tested this out a little bit around my yard and some trails locally, and it seems to work fine. Everything shifts to the gears good. Haven't really torture tested it yet, but that'll be coming soon. It's intermediate gears right here. So what I have is the Outlander XMR700, of course, and the intermediate gears are 5247. These gears are very easy to access. They're in this side cover right here. I'll show you on the machine in a second how easy they are to access. And what's cool about these gears, if you can change the ratio here, that you're changing the ratio fairly close to the wheels, because these gears deliver torque to the bevel gear, which goes out to the front and back. So this is farther down the drive line than your reverse chain and everything else. So any reduction you can get with these two gears affects you in high, low, and reverse, and it takes stress off of your belt drive and your other components in your transmission. So it's a win-win. And because it's so easy to access, I think just about anyone can change this. And these gears are cheap. They're about $56 a piece. So let me show you what I did. So my machine has a 5247 tooth count. I used the gears out of a Defender Max HD7. Any of these HD7s would work, but that's the ones I ordered. Those are 5346. So if I switch over to Excel, I did the ratios for you. So my stock XMR700 is 4752. That's an overall ratio of 1.106. HD7 base is 4653, I said earlier. That's a ratio of 1.152. If you do that math, you just divide those two. That gives you a change in ratio of 1.041. And then if you multiply that times 100, subtract 1 first, you end up getting the percentage. So here's your actual percent reduction, which is 4.14%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but this is only a $100 reduction that I can literally install with one hand in 10 minutes. So that's a great deal. That's a great percentage reduction per dollar. A lot of the clutch kits you guys install, you think you're getting a big gear reduction, they're maybe 4%. So this is actually a really good mod. I highly recommend doing this on the XMR700 if you're going to run bigger tires. And definitely any of the Gen 3 Outlanders you can do this swap on to get yourself a little more torque. And like I said, this is after the belt, so this will help your belt, your reverse chain, everything else. So definitely a good mod. Highly recommend it. I'll put some miles testing it and stuff like that. And if you guys want me to install one of these, I will gladly take your money to install this. This is so much easier than any Honda gear reduction. So again, here are the gears I ordered. These are the HD7 gears. There's the part number and the tooth count. Okay, and I'm going to show you the machine and just how easy it is to change these. All right, so real quick to install these gears, super simple. Take off your seat, take off your side cover. That's it right there. Take off the two bolts and nuts that hold on your rear brake master cylinder assembly. That way you can take the brake pedal and kick it out of the way. I actually folded it up here at first to make this easier. Then two wires are kind of in front of the case, so I unplugged this gray connector here. It plugs in up there. And I unplugged that white-black wire right there. You see right in front of the label, just to give myself some more room to work. Then you zip out your 8mm bolts, all those guys. I just used the impact with an extension. I was able to get all of them off very easily. Take a big flat blade screwdriver, pop that cover off. It'll dump some oil out. In my case, the oil was milky because this is a brand new Can-Am, so of course that rear output shaft seal is already leaking a little bit. Just Can-Am stuff, you know. And then you get to your gears. This bottom gear just slides on. That's what goes to your bevel gear. The top gear had a nut on it. It's right here. It's a 30mm nut. Needed a 1/2 inch impact. I put it in park and held my hand against the bottom gear to take it off. It was Loctited on there like crazy, as you can see. So when you put it back on, also Loctite it like crazy. But that was it. Now I'm ready to swap the gears, and I have my 4.14% reduction, which will help with these meaty 30-inch Tarachi Aztec tires. Highly recommend these tires, guys. If you haven't ran them yet, they're phenomenal on Can-Am ATVs. They eat like nothing else, and they're very light. There's a promo code MUDPUPPY you can use for a discount on these tires if you want to try them out. Highly recommend them. But yeah, this is a super simple mod to put it back together, throw the gears in there, and reverse the process. I think this might be the easiest gear reduction I've ever heard of, and I think everyone should do it. It's $100. The gasket that's right there is a metal gasket, so it's reusable. I'm gonna hit it with some copper coat, but other than that, just throw it on there. Pretty sweet. Another little tip I forgot to mention, if you remove this little bolt and nut here, it lets you move that brake line out of your way more, and that is absolutely key to getting that cover off comfortably. While we're down here, here's a good look at the engine mount that everyone's breaking. You can see where mine does contact the aluminum sometime. There's just not enough travel in that engine mount, basically. It's going to its max travel, and people are starting to break them. So I'm sure I'll break that engine mount eventually. But it's pretty easy to get to on this side. The other ones, not so much. All right, so there's the new gears on there. That top gear was slightly press fit. I just took a screwdriver and pried right here very gently, and it popped right off. Those are the old gears. If you forget how they go on, the numbers face out, if you're a dork like me. That's it. That's all I'm going to show you. I'm going to put it back together the way I took it apart. I'm going to put a bunch of thread locker on those threads, hit it with the impact, and cinder. Of course, remember to fill it up with gear oil once you're done. The plug is right there. It's this little goofy plastic plug. This guy. Pull it out, fill it up till it starts coming back out of you. I just use regular gear oil. I'm sure Can-Am has something fancy they demand there, but it's just a little gearbox. So you could probably put regular engine oil in there and it would work fine.